I just wanted to share a little bit about self-advocacy through my eyes. So yesterday, as I was rolling in the sunflower room to start day one of this self-advocacy mission that UCEDD has created, our facilitator, who came all the way from California or Hawaii, one or the other, Tammy Everett, approached me. She approached me and she told me, mind you, we never met. She doesn't know my background at all. I don't know anything about her. So she came up to me and said, "You look like a self-advocate leader." So after she said that to me, I thought about from 2006 to 2010, riding the journey with DD Council under Pam Sablon, going through those seminars in the States, going through those board meetings, and I remember doing everything, doing motivational speaking on events like every quarterly or every 2 months. And then like when COVID hit in 2020, I was at home for a month because CODA was suspended for 1 month because we were trying to strategize how are we going to continue to help our people transport them to and from. So I was on a 1 month break. I enjoyed it for a bit, but then I had a self-reflection like, do I still want to do this? Do I still want to self-advocate? So I was like, I want to go back to being just a regular John, no more advocating, just going to work, timing in, timing out, and going home. But that all changed when I had a meeting with the governor 2 months ago. I went to one meeting, and he approached me and he said, "Why are you no longer engaging?" I was like, what do you mean, Governor? Why are you no longer involved in events with the disability community? So I asked him one question. "Governor, do you want me to be involved in activities again?" He said yes. So I approached my boss, Alfreda Martita, and I told her about it, that I think I want to be exposed again. I want to be out and about in the community. It's like, that's not a bad idea. I think we can do that. So, and back to my, a conversation with Tammy, and then seeing her like facilitating less and letting the CLI consumers do all the training. Yesterday I was like, if I ever go 6 feet under, I know the CLI consumers and the other disability agencies, I know the disability community is in good hands. I am thankful to DD Council, NM Policy, OVR, CODA, the rest of our disability network partner agencies, and UCEDD,
Yes, thank you.
it's not very UCEDD,
Thank you.
for making me who I am today.
Yeehaw.
I'm really thankful to all of you agencies out there, because you've not only shaped me, but you've also encouraged other people with disabilities to thrive. And also to our leaders. I was speaking to Congressman TJ Magnolia. I thanked him for introducing, disability legislation. I'm also thankful to Congressman BJ and my brother who's now in the Interior, former Rep. Angel Mapon. I Hello, hello. I want to thank also our local leaders for helping be a part of the disability process. And switching to work mode, hi boss. So we have Tinian and Rhoda updates. With Tinian, we launched the first transit service around in May. So far it's going good. You know, the riders are complying, making the calls, and our driver too, Mr. Benny Rosario in Rhoda, props to him, doing a wonderful job assisting the riders there in Rhoda. For Tinian, let's believe we are working hard on it. We haven't forgotten Tinian. That's why when I came back from the restroom and I heard Monica, we didn't forget Tinian. We will serve Tinian soon. It's still in the planning stages. I don't have a date set yet, but it will happen. So, in closing, do not let your disability define you. Disability, former Governor Iloilo used to tell me, disability is just a barrier. It's a setback. It doesn't define you. So I want to encourage everybody to please help one another, love one another, treat everybody right, because you don't know what battles they're fighting every day. And to paraphrase Congressman TJ Manglonia, be that light for people facing the darkness. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Demafon. Thank you for your speech. John and I are god siblings. So my dad is his godfather, but we're also first cousins. I'm really proud of John. Our family is really proud of John, one of the first advocates, taught me how to advocate, not for just people with disabilities, but for anyone who needs help. So thank you so much, John. Up next, I believe we have a testimonial from Miss Hannah Igasire. Where's Miss Hannah? Hey, girl. And I believe it's been pre-prepared. There will be a screen reader who will be reading her testimonial.
Hafa Adai, Tiro, everyone. It's always a pleasure to see and welcome you all on this beautiful Saturday morning. We hope you enjoy the event with us. First, let's remind ourselves that even though things may feel tough and challenging right now, we have the strength to get through it, and we will be okay in the end. My name is Hannah Leah Igasire, and I was born and raised on the beautiful island of Saipan. I'm a 36-year-old Carolinian and a proud person with a disability who loves to keep her mind active. I enjoy practicing my writing skills, reading the Bible, and working on computer designs, such as creating daily newsletters, PowerPoint presentations, business cards, event cards, and sharing photos on Facebook and Instagram. Let me take you on a journey through my path of faith. I'll never forget the first time I stood in front of a large audience. It was at an NMC event in 2019, and I was giving my very first speech. The room was packed with students, and I was overwhelmed with nerves and self-doubt. I was so anxious, I couldn't even read the messages myself. My cousin had to read them out loud for me. I felt shy, exposed, and unsure of myself. But something inside me said, this is just the beginning. Before that, I had joined the Center for Independent Living and taken on a new role as an officer for the ILD members. I didn't fully know what I was stepping into, but I said yes anyway. That one step led to many more. Eventually, I was honored to serve as vice president and later as president. At the time, I didn't truly understand the weight of those titles. I didn't have all the answers, and I often questioned whether I was enough. But it was through those experiences, through each moment of fear, learning, and courage that I started to discover who I really was and who I could become. And that's when faith began to take root, not just in what I believed, but in who I was becoming after that. I became involved with various agencies, and they invited me to give speeches on topics they selected. Since becoming a part of UCEDD, I've grown into a stronger advocate for my community. One of the most rewarding aspects of being involved with UCEDD is the wide range of training opportunities. The director of UCEDD has provided us with the tools and support to become trainers ourselves. We are currently working on offering both online and in-person training sessions. Just last week, we participated in an online training led by Tammy Irvard. I'm still learning a great deal and enjoying every moment of the journey. I've gained valuable insight into my role, learning how to lead meetings, organize events, and grow as a leader. Of course, I've had many supporters along the way, cheering me on and helping me navigate the process. Without them, I would have felt lost and unsure. Back then, I never imagined I'd become an advocate for my community. This wasn't a role I had ever dreamed of. I had always envisioned becoming a lawyer or a flight attendant and pursuing other careers. But never something like this. Yet here I am, and the journey has taken me farther than I ever expected. I'm still learning so much along the way. Today, in my role as president of Voices, I face many challenges. It's not always easy, especially as I'm still learning how to communicate effectively and connect with others. But despite the difficulties, I truly love what I do. I've come to realize that some people are unable to speak in virtual settings and often struggle to communicate with others, especially when they're unsure how to organize their words effectively. I was once in that situation myself, afraid to come out of my shell because of the difficulties I had connecting with others. I worried that people wouldn't pay attention to what I was saying. Or worse, that they might judge me. Those kinds of negative thoughts often held me back. I like using my phone for communication because it's small and easy for me to type on. I've also started writing down upcoming lessons and answers in advance, since I find it hard to focus when I'm surrounded by people. I also tend to feel lost for words in those situations. I'm happy with where I am now. This journey has helped me overcome my shyness and has motivated me, giving me the confidence to take on advocacy roles. Currently, I am tutoring by supporting consumers in learning whatever they need. This experience has also deepened my understanding of how team leaders operate. Thank you for listening to my speech. I appreciate your valuable time. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys.
Thank you so much, Hannah. And again, she prepared that speech herself. Hannah's been a great self-advocate for her community and for speaking up on her journey as well. So thank you so much for your wise words, Hannah. And she also has her own Facebook page where, again, she creates a lot of invitations. If you need some flyers and whatnot, Hannah can create that. And she's so creative. So check out her Facebook page, Hannah Igasire, and you'll see the work that she does. And now the floor is still open for anyone who would like to give any more testimonies. If any parents would like to give any testimonies, or community members, partners, self-advocates. All right, we have Congressman TJ Mendloña. Thank you so much, Congressman. The floor is yours.
Thank you, everyone, and good afternoon. I just wanted to apologize for me being a little late this morning. I was actually at a PSS engagement that was very early this morning. So thank you. I want to thank UCEDD and our network disability partners for the recognition again. I wasn't expecting that, but thank you again, and thank you for all the hard work that you guys do for our disability community. You guys inspire us. Your hard work inspires us, and you guys, our disability community, especially, Brother John. We actually go way back. We went to high school together, and I was always jealous of John because he got to drive before all of us in high school. He had Hot Wheels. So thank you for inspiring us. Myself as a leader, you guys inspire me to do my job every day. You guys are able to do, it's hard for you to do some of the basic things with your disabilities, but every day you wake up, every day you try your best, and your stories and your inspiration inspires me to continue to do my job and to continue to fight for you. And please, as I was speaking to a young lady earlier today, she was asking about coming up and talking to us in the legislature about their problems. Our doors are always open to all of you guys, anytime. Please, if there's any concerns that you have, there's any things that you feel like we could improve in the community to help our disability partners, I can speak on behalf of the legislature. We are here to help. We are here to help. We may not understand all the struggles and the issues, but we're here to listen to you and try our best. I can't make any guarantees, but we'll try our best to address whatever situations or hardships that you guys face. But again, I'm always humbled to be in you guys' presence, and I'm always humbled to receive the recognition, but this is not a recognition for me or any of us in particular. It's all about you guys and how you guys inspire us as a community to come together and to uplift one another. And like my brother John said, continuing to be the light. You guys are the light that inspires me every day to continue to do what I do for our community. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all. Thank you for the lunch. And if there's anything that, again, I can do in my capacity to help you all out, please, our doors are open. Reach out, give us a call. I'm pretty sure these guys know how to get a hold of us. If you don't know how to get a hold of us, I'll give you my number, my email, anything that I can do to be of assistance. So thank you all again, and have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman. We're going to actually ask you to stay. We do have a small award for you for your continuous support. So I want to call on, Chairman Felipe Quino, Chairwoman Connie Uzoa, Director Pam and Director Eileen to please present Mr. Maglonia with his award. Represent. And with an official photo.
All right, thank you again, Congressman. So the floor is open if anybody else would like to share their story, any parents, any self-advocates. Anybody else would like to give a little talk? Welcome, Mr. Stevens. Also, it's Mr. Stevens' birthday. Can we everybody give a happy birthday to him?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. I am 37 today, guys.
All right, happy birthday. So just one more quick check before we move on. Would anybody else like to share a story? Anybody else like to speak? Oh, there we go. Welcome, welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone.
My name is Leah Castellon. I'm a member and a parent leader of Family to Family Healthcare Information Center. And I'm here with a parent leader also, Kathy. And together with my husband, together with my husband, we are advocating for children with special healthcare needs, especially with our beloved son, Sam, who has Down syndrome. One of the most meaningful part of our work with Family to Family is raising awareness. In the past, children like Sam were often misunderstood, overlooked, or excluded. But now, thanks for the ongoing education and advocacy, we're seeing more kindness, inclusion, and acceptance within our community. 3 days ago, UCEDD organized ASL training, and some of us from Family to Family had the opportunity to attend. We were grateful to have a certification on this, and this training has helped us better understand and connect with our children whose only means of communication is through sign language. We also have some parents in Family to Family who rely on interpreters. So this experience is valuable, is really valuable to empower our children who are deaf and hard of hearing for the families. So we would like to thank UCEDD for organizing various learning sessions that have educated us and empowered us to better advocate for our children with special healthcare needs. Programs like these are not just helpful, but they are essential. They empower parents, connect families with services, and build a support system that leads to better futures for children with special needs. So from the bottom of our hearts, we thank UCEDD under the supervision of Ms. Eileen Babauta, and everyone who supports the program. Your support truly makes a lasting difference in the lives of families like ours. So thank you so much.
Good afternoon, my name is Catherine Rencia. I'm also a parent leader of F2F and also a parent partner support of EHDI because my son is deaf. So we, here we go again.
Okay, let it out, let it out.
So we're so thankful for Miss Eileen for having us training about the sign language, because especially me, I have to communicate with my son who's deaf, and now he's in college. You said it's also a big help, especially to my son, because he's really need interpreter, because it's hard, if you're a deaf, it's hard for you to understand, even though there's a caption, because there are words that are not really easy for them to understand. Not like ours that we are talking every day. Their words is different because they are not hardly talked every day. So we are very grateful with the UCEDD, with Ms. Eileen Babauta's help. So this grant funding, so I hope they won't cut anything, because we really need it here in the island. Thank you.
I'm going to piggyback from my wife's words of what she shared. Basically, recently I was also invited as a presenter at CHCC Population Health Summit, and I just wanted to share that it's really wonderful to see that everybody, all the agencies getting together and promoting advocacy, and also for those individuals with special needs. And basically, let me introduce myself again. My name is Patrick, and I'm also a parent leader with F2F, particularly with kids with Down syndrome. So we're in the Down syndrome support group. And so it's nice to, again, like I said earlier, to see all the agencies get together. And what I really like about it is the more exposure that we have, right? Like what Ms. Eileen always said, together we're stronger. So the more exposure we have, the better chances that the general population will get to know us. And thankfully, UCEDD is continuing on doing that kind of services, because apparently when I was doing a presentation, we're such a unique community. We're in a small population here in the island of Saipan. Yet, not so many people know the services that are out there, right? So, just like the presentation when I made, not many people have heard about what UCEDD, CLI, F2F, and now because of what we're doing right now is really nice. So hopefully, in 10 years from now, at least majority of the population, of the general population, will get to know who we are. And like what the saying says, the stronger we are together, the better chances that everybody will know us. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our parents. We appreciate you. Mr. Patrick is being very humble. He's actually Dr. Patrick Castellan. He was my 6th grade elementary teacher. Now turned parent advocate. He's doing a lot of great things still at PSS, still at San Vicente Elementary School, educating the future generation. So thank you, Dr. Patrick and family, and Miss Kathy as well. Oh, and we have Mr. Demapon coming back in for additional comments.
So I forgot to mention this big announcement, and it broke over some media outlets. So I want to thank each and every government agency, each and every agency here, CLI, OBR, and NMTI, and all the other agencies that use our services, because CODA was awarded the Community Transportation of the Year Award. It's part of the Association of America for the Commonwealth Transportation Association. So out of everybody in the insular areas, the cinema received the award for the Community Transportation Award. So I want to thank our daily riders, CLI. Thank you for using our services, our NMC students, OBR, and the RNM policy board members that go to meetings. I want to thank each and every stakeholder and agency for using our services, because without you guys, CODA would not be possible. Thank you.
Thank you again, Mr. Demapon. Very many lovely stories today. I'm going to keep the floor open. Anybody else want to share? Okay, got it. So we're going to move forward with the program. And before we move on to our next presentation, we're going to do a little raffle for 2 prizes. We're going to put up a wheel over here. If you signed it in the front coming in this morning, then your name will be on this wheel. We're going to turn it around a couple of times, and you're going to raffle away some NMC swag. Can we get some wheel spinning music? Na, 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 na. Anybody here can beatbox?
And while we're setting up for this, the breakout sessions will begin right after our giveaways. If you signed up for the ASL portion, please stay in the main hall here. If you signed up for the Braille lessons, you'll be at the extension, so past the buffet to the back, and that's for Braille. If you are here for the parent leadership portion, you will make your way to the Sunflower Hall. So this is where yesterday's session was. Again, in this main room will be the ASL, the American Sign Language class. In the extension past the buffet, that extra room there will be the Braille lessons. And at the Sunflower Hall on the other side, that'll be the Parent Leadership Summit. So again, just think about where you signed up. If you don't remember, you can check with registration in the front. So with that being said,
all right, we got our first raffle underway. Spin that wheel. And our first winner is Steven Sablon. Happy birthday!
It's not rape, I promise.
What a birthday gift.
Happy birthday! Oh, let's. He got a NFC tote bag, and I believe inside there's other goodie prizes in there.
And now we're back to the wheel. So just one more prize for now. And the lucky winner is Donna Vergara. Is it your birthday, Donna? Can I get a raise of hands? Please, Donna.
Donna here. Okay. We'll give Donna her prize after. And you'll have a chance to win more prizes towards the end of the conference. We'll have more to give away, some of these cool t-shirts, some more NMC supplies. Yeah, and again, our theme, educate, advocate, elevate. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Cody. All right, and now we invite you all to break out into those sessions that you signed up for. So again, if you are going to take the American Sign Language course, if you're here for the American Sign Language course, please stay here in the main hall. If you signed up for Braille, please make your way back to the extension, the Taga Hall extension past the buffet. And if you're here for the Parent Leadership Summit, please make your way to the Sunflower Hall. Thank you so much.
Up for the sign language for beginners course here in the main hall. Can I get a thumbs up if everybody who signed the course is here, or can I get a signal? All right, I'll hand over the mic to our presenters, Miss Kristen Rosario and Jean Hollis.
Half a day and Tito, right? Is that how we say here, right? Tito and half a day. As you can see, I'm showing up my sign for half a day. So you take the hand here, hafa. Sometimes we pick up our head this way, so hafa, and we circle it in the air, hafa day. Okay? Half a day, everybody. Tito, and thank you so much for having us here today. As you can see up on the board, we are going to be doing some sign language for beginners. I have some of my students who did the 3-day training in this course too, so they're refreshing today. And if not, they're going to learn something new, and you're all going to learn something new too. Let me introduce myself. My name is Kirsten Nuntiaco Bambo Rosario. I am 4'11". I have long hair. They just gave me a beautiful marmar today. And I'm wearing a red and black shirt with a lava lava, Kea sarong, in black and white. And onto the left side of me, I have Miss Jeannie Hollis, my master teacher on Guam. She is also wearing the color red with a black jacket and a black dress, with a beautiful marmar that's been given to us by UCEDD and the people here, our Tata here in Saipan. I also want to thank the deaf community for being here. I would like to also do a presentation where the deaf community can now be able to share some of their concerns and what's been working for them here in Saipan, and how much they love being here on Saipan, and maybe some things that our leaders and the programs that are here today can help make it accessible for you. In naturality, I would be signing, but I am holding a mic. So obviously that limitates my communication, right? I can sign with one hand, but some signs require two. Me and Miss Jeannie, we have been advocates for the deaf community. We're also the local Guahan Sign Language interpreters, 2 out of maybe 18. I have one that lives here currently in Saipan that has graduated in my program. And so it's beautiful to be here. We've been doing this for Miss Jeannie's been doing it over 30 plus years, and I'm on 20 years. And so it's beautiful to be here to teach you these signs. Are you guys ready to learn? Yes, you're ready to learn about sign language? Are you ready to communicate with the deaf people and the community here on Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda? So thank you guys for being here today. Let's begin. Why do we use sign? And why do we have sign? Actually, we're very lucky out in the Marianas and also on Guam, right? And throughout the FSM community, we're very lucky to have some advocates that help us learn sign. And for us, me and Miss Jeannie, it was the Guam Community College. So the reason why it's offered as a foreign language, we took it up. We were able to advocate for more classes. Miss Jeannie is one of the classes that we had back in 1992. And then our last program was actually in 1997, but then continued on to 2000. And that consisted of many interpreters out in Micronesia that had graduated within that program. There was a need in the community. So deaf people, people in organizations said, I don't know what I'm doing when I'm communicating. They don't understand me, and I want to make sure that they get everything they need. And so it's been that. Deaf and hard of hearing family members, I have family members that become interpreters that have no idea sometimes what the language is, and so having them come to us, take up sign language, helps so much. Remember, the reason why we learn it too is because it's a great workout for our brain. We do this naturally, Sudoku, crosswords, things like that to help our memory continue to go. So having language helps us work out our brain. It's a favored communication method for education of deaf students. Most deaf students will tell you, I want to choose my communication. And most deaf individuals will say, I want to choose my communication. Whether it's I hear a little bit and I can use a hearing aid, or where maybe that hearing aid bothers me and I don't want to use it, and I prefer to use visual communication. There can be an option of both too. Sign language allows deaf children to communicate with other children who sign and enriches their experience and understanding of deaf culture. Sign language has been around for a long time. We're going to get into this. Even if it was just home signs, deaf people were able to communicate some way or form another. But now we're finding out that there's a native language that has been hidden for a while, and finally published a vocabulary dictionary in your native tongue of Chamorro. So there is Chamorro Sign Language. We're going to showcase that to you today. And because my background is in early childhood, I just want to say that the ages of 0 to 5, brains are developing. Languages, that's the best time to give language. If you speak to a child who's under the age of 5, they'll most likely pick up that language and they'll be speaking it back to you. Okay? The same goes for sign language. It is just a language. It helps decrease frustration. If they're able to communicate, even if they're nonverbal. This is also for individuals who are nonverbal. If the child's not saying words or talking yet, it improves child-parent communication. You want to know what your child needs. You want to know why your child's crying, why they're mad, okay? Why they're happy, and what they enjoy. It helps children remember words. There's so many times we're lost in transition, and if we're not signing, how many words are they getting a day? And it increases their self-esteem. If there's a deaf community, it's beautiful. I see a deaf community already. It's one that is invisible. If we look around the room, how can you tell someone is deaf or hard of hearing? You can't. Most of the time, it's when they're starting to throw up their signs. Their village signs. You're going to learn your village signs today, okay? Or they're throwing up their sign language, or maybe they're pointing to their ear, or maybe they're not listening to you. But a lot of us don't listen sometimes. Okay? And that could be portrayed, but we never know. Okay, right? We never know. What is ASL? ASL in general, it is a natural language. It is used all over the world. Fortunately, we are lucky to even have it here on the islands. Okay? So now we've adopted it. The islands of Micronesia, the Marianas, to include Guam, have adopted American Sign Language that is used in Canada and the US, and all US territories. It's visual and it's spatial. Unlike spoken languages, ASL relies on visual and spatial elements for communication. Signs are created using hand shapes. See Ms. Jeannie, she has the letter A. You're going to learn this letter. And that is the hand shape for shape. Signs are created with movements, facial expressions, locations on your body. You're going to notice that when you're communicating with someone who's deaf, they're not going to sign all the way to their toes or sign all the way above their head. They're gonna sign at a level where you understand them and you can meet eye to eye. Body language is also used, just like charades. A lot of us do that when we're at the party or the fiesta, okay? And we're like, we can't hear anybody from the other side, but we're like, come over here, right? If you just want to balut on something, what do you tell them? Get me the bag, put it in the right, get the cover, so and so forth. If you want a drink, they show you some form of gesture or body language. So sign language is that. That is sign language, it's natural. It's not universal. Unfortunately, like I said, it's only used in certain areas. So if you go to Japan, they have Japan Sign Language. If you go to Korea, they have Korean Sign Language. They have British Sign Language. There's so many different forms of sign language. But here in Saipan and throughout Sinamai, they are using ASL with an infusion of Chamorro Sign Language. We're gonna get to that. You probably were talking to someone that's deaf here and you didn't realize that that's a Chamorro sign. So we're gonna show you some of those too. It is used by hearing. This is a sign for hearing. You take your pointer finger, circle it in front of your mouth just like Miss Jeannie is doing. The sign is hearing. This is me. Are you hearing? Oh, I'm hard of hearing. This is the sign for hard of hearing. Make a letter H. There you go, back and forth. The sign is hard of hearing. So I'm hearing and Miss Jeannie is hard of hearing. You need to identify that too, even as a hearing person. It's not based on English. ASL has its own grammar, its own syntax. We're going to go over that as well. It's a little bit like broken English, like fast texting. That is ASL. It's direct to the point. We differentiate time. Some words in English have one sign. One sign has many words in English that mean the same, so it's a very different context. The 5 parameters of ASL. There are 5. The first one is handshake. You see that there's handshake. Second one is location. Some signs are on your head. Some signs are on your stomach. Some signs in your chest area. But no signs are below. There's movement. As you see, we're not moving like robots. It looks like robots almost, I would say as an interpreter. But it's not. The movement is to display and to showcase communication. So when you see deaf people moving with their signs, they're not being aggressive, right? They're signing, they're communicating. Non-manual markers, there's expressions. So if you're happy, you wouldn't look like this. Or you wouldn't look like this. So for happy, we would smile. So there's expressions. When we're sad, you see the expression. When someone's not feeling good, you see the expressions. When someone's choking, you see the expressions. There are non-manual markers to display sign language. Hand orientation, palm orientation, knowing that some signs are like this, and sometimes the signs are on your chest, and sometimes they're out in the air. Sometimes they're up high, depending on the crowd. So right now we have a big crowd. This is a big crowd, this is awesome. So our signs become bigger, and how do we make them bigger? We make them wider. Miss Jeannie now moves out of her TV box. And why are they important? Why are signs important? I'm going to switch with my interpreter. My interpreter is going to give you a little bit more information about why it is important. So you saw that, we tapped. So you saw that, we tapped. So now it's Kristen's turn to interpret. Okay, so why is it important to know signs? You can use it anywhere, you know, whether you're hearing or deaf or hard of hearing like myself. I use it also when I'm swimming under the water. Can you communicate? Can you talk? No, you can't. right? You need to be able to know some signs to help you while you're underwater. How about, and then she had mentioned at parties, which we love to go to, right? Same as Guam and Saipan, fiestas, right? Oh, fiestas. It's always good to know some signs, especially with my family, right? Where'd you go? Get over here, right? Come here. You know, hey, did you get the food for the monoculus? Or, you know, so just basic signs help you in communicating in anywhere. Okay? So those are the 5 parameters that she had talked about. Next slide. You guys are ready? We're going to pick up our hands and learn some signs. Ready, 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 ready? Oh, make sure, well, the rule of thumb is to use your dominant hand. The rule of thumb is, I'm not used to having a microphone on me, sorry. The rule of thumb is to use your dominant hand. Whichever hand you write with, you sign with. But you know, I've also seen some people who they feel comfortable using their non-dominant hand. That's fine. You can switch. Okay? So whichever hand you guys are usually feel more comfortable using, that is the one that you would be using. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna do the numbers. Oh yeah. Can we get a volunteer from our deaf community to help us? They can show the number signs. Anyone, volunteer, volunteer. Volunteer. 1 through 9. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 through 20. 1 through 20. Anyone? Go. Don't be shy. You're shy. Go. We want to have participants. Yes. We need to empower our deaf community, yeah? Yes. They have confidence. They can do it. Come help us. Yes. Only a few little people. Come. She's like, I'm shy. It's okay. Here we go. Yay. In ASL, this is how we show clapping, right? They're not able to hear this clapping. So it's hands up in the air. Yay! Good job. One moment. Yay! Thank you, thank you. What's your name? Rita. My name is Rita. This is my sign name, R on the face for beautiful. Good. Okay. Oh, slow. See, this is the language they really know, so they're going to teach. Good. 1, 2, 3 with the thumb out. 4, 5, 6. Your pinky, right? You're going to count up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You're going to see that. Switch, it's popping up. 11, 12, we're good. 13, 14, thumb in. 15, thumb out. 16, we do a little hula shake here. Okay, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, which is 2 and 0. Okay, so we're gonna go through that again, more slower. Okay, it should be every 5. We're going to switch. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Face out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back in. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, shake, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Then after that, you just kind of slide, right? 21, I'll show you 21. You're old enough to what? Own a gun, 21. And 22, we just flip, 2, 2, 2, 3, right? 2, 4. So you just do the sliding for the other numbers. It gets easier after 20. Thank you so much. Can we have a round of applause for Miss Rita? Awesome. One moment. Thank you. All right, thank you. We will go over that one more time. Are you ready? Take your pointer finger, put it up, and Miss Chris is going to show you it where my palm is facing you so you know what fingers I'm using. Excuse me. So you take your pointer finger, this is number 1, 2, 3, and we always use our thumb for 3, so retrain your fingers, this will always be your 3, 4, 5, 6 is your pinky to thumb, it's gonna touch. 7 is your ring finger to thumb. 8 is your middle finger to thumb. 9 is your pointer finger to thumb, and then you're gonna take your thumb and you're gonna shake it up. This is the number 10. 11 is your pointer finger, and you're gonna flick it out with your palm facing towards your chest. 11. 12 is you're adding your, almost looks like a peace sign, and you're gonna bend it. 12. 13 is you take your thumb, and you're gonna bend it together with your pointer and your middle finger. 13. 14 is like the letter B. Also palms facing in towards your body, and you're going to bend it. This is 14. And 15 is you're going to add your thumb. Bend it all in, 15. This is also a workout for your hand. Okay? 16 is you're gonna take your pinky and your thumb, you're gonna throw it forward, 16. 16, very good. 17, you're gonna take your ring finger and your thumb, you're gonna throw it forward, 17, very good. 18, you're gonna take your middle finger and thumb, touch it together, throw it forward, 18. 19 is your pointer finger and thumb, throw it forward, 19. And 20 is you're gonna take your pointer finger and thumb, you're gonna touch them together. Nothing all, make sure all the other hands are not showing me this is the number 20. But if you put it on the side of your mouth, because now we're talking about location, it becomes chicken, okay? It becomes chicken. So numbers should be signed away. Okay? So it is 20. Sometimes if we forget the number 20, we can just use our peace sign and an O, and that's 20. Miss Jeannie talked about 21. So if you take your pointer finger and your thumb, almost looks like a letter L this way, but if you turn it over where your palm is facing towards your chest, with your thumb, this is 21. And the reason why it's 21, because it is the letter L for legal age, but it's also you can buy a gun at 21. Okay? And we will not take this side and throw it out like this, because that is not a good sign. It's active shooter. Okay? So signs should be in 21, and the fastest way to do for 21 would be 2 and 1. Basically active shooter, like you're holding up everybody, right? So we don't use it that way, 21, and some people are not comfortable signing that way, so they will take the pointer and the thumb, 21. So it looks like the letter L, but you just put in your thumb. So 21. And why are numbers so important? Numbers are used to express quantities, how many things you like. Numbers are also used to tell time of the day, time to wake up, time to sleep. We need to know, right? Dates. It's important to know the dates and what time it is in the month. Phone numbers. As you know, deaf individuals still can take up your phone numbers. Some of them may not be able to call you directly, but now we have text messaging, which was actually formulated for deaf individuals. That's why text messaging was made. It was for deaf individuals to communicate, and now we universally use it. Okay? So now, not only do we have text messaging, we also have video relay, right? So numbers, there's also numbers for video relay service, which is a really, really advanced technology where we get an interpreter to communicate with the deaf individual, and the deaf individual is able to communicate with the organizations, 911, emergencies, people, friends, families, and we'll somehow talk about that later in our presentation. Back to numbers, right? So knowing that these signs for numbers also might be similar to finger spelling. Okay, so some numbers do represent some finger spelling in signs.
So rule of 9. Usually when you are talking about like the days of the week, we'll just say that. Like this is one day, right? We're showing the number 1 and we bring it down, 1. So you can do that up to the number 9. Okay, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. So single digit numbers, you can do up to 9. Once you get double digits, like 10, you have to separate and say 10, and then do the sign for days. Okay? So that's also the same with time, like 1 hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. After 9, if I want to say 10 hours, I need to sign 10 and then show the 1 hour sign. Like this is the face of the clock, right? Okay, so we see how numbers are very important. Okay, and also it can show you the time, like 2 o'clock. You would point to your time, time 2. You can do that up to 9, okay? So those are just some examples of how numbers are used and incorporated with the signs. Okay? That's rule of 9.
Numbers are also good to tell age. So if you take the letter C and the letter O, come it together, so make sure you're doing a sand shape underneath your chin, C and S, very small. The sign is old. But if you take the number, for example, my baby, how would you sign the sign for baby? B-A-B-Y. What's the sign for baby? Very good. If you said my baby is 1 year old, we will not have to use 1 year old. We can just sign 1. Okay? So if you take your number, put it next to your chin, a little bit under your chin too is always great. Okay? Sometimes we don't realize where our placement is, which is why we need to be able to see it too somehow. Okay? So 1 year old. My baby is 1. My baby is 2. My baby is 3. Right? We can use these signs this way instead of signing old. Numbers can be used for age this way as well. Awesome. We're going directly into it. Sorry if it's a little blurry. You're going to take your open hand, dominant hand. We're going to learn the finger spelling. Can I get another volunteer from the deaf community here in Saipan to help teach some finger spelling? And if you're sitting here, I know we have a big entire group here. They would love for you to help them. if possible. I know we're a little bit shy too, but to help maybe even our friends who are out in the audience make sure that their finger spelling is right. Okay? This is what we're gonna do, like a warm-up, like an exercise. We should like be working out our hands, so finger spelling helps to a whole lot so that our hands don't get too cramped. Okay, so we're also gonna do some finger spelling exercises. Sound good? Yes? Can I get a volunteer from the deaf community? Anybody want? Yes. Hey, give it up for my volunteer. This is Brian. Right, this is Brian. This is our friend Brian. He's gonna help us teach some finger spelling. Okay? And so we're gonna start with your dominant hand. If you're right-handed, you're gonna hold your right hand. If you're left-handed, you're gonna hold your left. If you use two hands, why not? Okay? The two hands make it a lot more formal as well. Okay? Are you ready? We're gonna use our right brain and our left brain. Take up your hand, hold it up. Brian's gonna show you the first letter. This is the letter A. So your thumb is to the side, it's not sticking out. There it is, that's the letter A. Very good. Okay, we're slowing down for you guys. Go ahead. The letter B. Do you see the letter B? If you can, I'm going to stand on this side so you see it as well. This is the letter B. This is the letter C. Make sure your fingers are closed in. Very good. Not too far out. There you go. Make sure you can see it as well. C. The letter D is your pointer finger up. Take all the other fingers, circle it to make an O, so it looks like a letter D. D. The next letter is E. E. This is the next letter, E. The next letter is F. So all your three fingers, your pinky, your middle finger, and your ring finger up with your pointer finger and your thumb touching together. This is the letter F. Very good. This is the letter G. G, pointer finger and thumb, the letter G. The next letter is H. You're gonna then add your pointer finger and your middle finger, put them together. This is the letter H. Next letter is I. Your pinky up, all the fingers close together. This is the letter I. Next letter is J. You're gonna take the I, you're gonna swoop it down. This is the letter J. J. The next letter is K. It's your peace sign with the thumb in the middle. So you're gonna make a peace sign. Thumb in the middle. This is the letter K. The next letter, L. So your pointer finger up and your thumb. This is the letter L. We're also bring it down. It should be right at the center of your chest, the letter L. M is you're going to take your thumb, put it in between your ring and your pinky. Very good. This is the letter M. The next letter is N. You're going to take your thumb, put it in between your middle and your pinky. Very good. This is the letter N. Sound like bingo. Next letter is O. You're going to take all your fingers, make a letter O. It's also the number 0. You can see 0 there. This is also O and 0. This is the letter P, so you take your letter K that you had up earlier and you're going to put it upside down where your pointer finger is touching, facing towards the floor. P. Q is the next letter. You're going to take your pointer finger and your thumb, point it down towards the floor, the letter Q. R is the next letter. You're going to cross your fingers, your pointer and your middle finger, cross it up. This is the letter R. Sometimes we can't cross it. We just got to help our fingers. Okay? R. The next letter is S. Your thumb in the front. S. The next letter is T. Your pointer and your thumb will be in between your pointer and your middle finger. T. But there is a cultural sign for T as well. We would take our pointer finger, put it over our thumb. In some places, they don't use the letter T like we do in ASL. It's cultural to cover it because it means something bad. Okay? So we want to make sure to respect that. So in some areas, especially here on the islands, we use the letter T. Okay? But some people use it as U. So you're going to take your pointer finger and your middle finger, put them together. This is the letter U. V is you're going to spread them apart. V, also like the number 2. W is you're going to add your ring finger. Very good. X is your pointer finger and you're going to bend it. This is the letter X. X. This is the letter Y. Your pinky and your thumb out. Y. And your pointer finger, you're going to draw the letter Z in the air. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Awesome. Okay. Finger spelling in ASL provides a way to represent English words and concepts that don't have established signs, making it essential for communication literacy and expanding vocabulary. Finger spelling is English. It is the only English in the ASL language. Finger spelling is seen more and more all over the world. There is a university for the deaf, and they use finger spelling at a speed. So finger spelling is the second thing you have to master, other than numbers. I would say it's the most important. Right, Miss Jeannie?
Yes, yes, yes.
Finger spelling is important because now we start to introduce our name. Yes? And we can use finger spelling also in sign language. We can use it in song. This is how we remember it as well. So what's going to happen right now is we're going to go over it one more time together. Okay, and we're going to do it a little bit faster than how we taught it. And I'm hoping everybody uses their dominant hand. If not, if you have to use both hands, that's awesome. Are you ready? And we're also going to teach you it in song. Ready? Hold up your letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Very good. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. All right. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. We're teaching you signs. Take your letter Y, bring it down. Now I know my ABCs. Sign is next. This is sign for next. Next time, won't you sign with me? Amazing. We're going to go over that one more time. The sign for now, you take 2 letter Y's. Now, today, presently. This is sign for now. Sign for no is you take your open hand palm, put it on your side of your head. See, Miss Jeannie's doing some expression there as well. Okay? No. Take your open hand, put it on your chest. The sign is mine. Okay? Mine. ABCs and finger spelling is what we do. Or you can sign now what? A, B, C. Next time, we use the sign for next. So one hand goes before, over the other, next. And the sign for time is like a watch on your wrist. Time. And the sign for sign is you open, shut your hand. This is the newest form of sign language. You may also now finger spell it, which is ASL. Another sign for sign is you take your pointer finger, you circle it towards yourself. This is a little bit older sign. Sign. And another version of sign language is American. Signing American. Put it all together. Sign. Your pointer finger coming towards your chest. And the sign for language is the letter L, shake it out. Or you may use the letter, what letter is this? F. Letter F, shake it out too. It's also language as well. There are so many versions of sign, but this is probably the fastest way to sign, or this is probably the fastest way to sign, or it's even probably faster with ASL. Most finger spelling is used through spelling. So if you have 3 to 4 letter words, you'll most likely see it in finger spelling versus it having a sign. Okay? So understand that as well. Thank you. Greetings and introduction. Let's start with the basic signs, right? So we started teaching you finger spelling, we started teaching you numbers. We're going to go to some basics too. The sign for hello. Take your open hand. This is common in ASL, the sign for hello, and it is very, very important we greet each other. It's a form of, make a letter R. Put it up here. It's a form of respect. Okay? It's a form of respect to the community. So please greet your deaf individuals when you see them. And now you know the sign for half a day. So you take your open hand, half a day. Okay? Half a day or hello. When we even say goodbye, what is the sign for goodbye? Come on, class. It's the sign for goodbye. Very good. It's also the sign in ASL. See, you've known ASL for a long time. You use this sign. The sign is how are you? How would you think the sign is for how are you? You, right? So we say you. I don't know, right? In Chamorro we say hafta to manaha. Am I right? In Chamorro sign language, this is the sign. That's the sign. Hafta to manaha. Okay? That's the Chamorro sign language. But in sign, ASL, the sign for how are you is you're going to take your 2 open palms and you're going to bend them. Okay? You're going to bend them. And then you're going to take them together, bring it in. This is an older sign. Bring it out. The sign is how. We've also made it faster over the years. So another way to sign how is you take your 2 thumbs up, twist one forward real fast. You can see it. The sign is how. But the sign for you will always be you. And a lot of us in different culture, pointing is considered disrespectful. It's not respectful to point. But guess what? It's a language for the deaf and hard of hearing. So it's okay. Okay? It's okay. You just excuse them for that. Okay? So that's just signs that they use. Directing, they need to be directive. If the sign is you, we point to the person. If it's them, we point and direct it to someone else. If it's us or me, we point to us. Right? So it is sign language as well. The sign is my name. Now that you know finger spelling, I hope you were thinking of the finger spelling in your name. Because guess what? You're going to introduce yourself today in class to new people in sign language. Okay? So take your open hand, put your hand on your chest. I know in English you might say my name is, but in ASL you just say name you. Okay? Or my name. Okay? Take your open hand, put it here. The sign is mine. So your open hand on your chest, mine. Take your letter H on both hands, put it together, name. One more time, my name. I'm gonna have some of my deaf friends that are here, if they volunteer, to come up and introduce their name. And everybody that doesn't know sign language and just learned it today, you're gonna guess what their name is. Sound good? Yes? And even if my signing community is here too, I would love your help as well. That might help a whole lot for people to know who you are, because you are the most important people here on this island. Unfortunately, I have to say it. I'm an interpreter, yes, but I also advocate for my future interpreters and also the interpreters that have been interpreting on this island and throughout the islands. We are very few of us. We need to hold that special. We need to make sure that they're also honored as well, because they've been serving your community for so long. How many of you guys saw Miss Lou up here earlier? Give it up for Miss Lou. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And she did this all by herself. God, thank God. Miss Jeannie, thank you so much. I'm so blessed, to have them here with us today. That really, really means a lot that they're here. I've also met new signers too as well. And so I'm so blessed that you're here with your community, because guess what? They brought people who are deaf who couldn't be here, who had no transportation to get here. They went and picked them up. I want to say that is something we do on Guam, and it should stop somehow. We have a deaf academy that, but we love to do it. Okay, I'm not gonna say it stop. It doesn't fully stop with us. It never does, because we just do the loving work and the nafamalek we're supposed to show. But again, right, there are some things we can do and some things we have to also take into consideration, that we need all our programs to help us do that. Let me go back into it real fast. So if I can get a volunteer from the community that knows sign. I also see some of my signers. I just got some certificate signers that have been in my class for 22 hours. 22 hours learning sign language as well. They're in the crowd right now. They can basically communicate with a deaf individual. So your goal to be students who just completed that 22 hours, I hope you're using your signs today with the individuals that know it. Right? That know this is their language, and I'm sure they're going to be so happy to share it with you as well. So give it up for my volunteer. I don't even know her name yet, so I'm excited. Okay, are you ready? Take your open hand, put it here. The sign is what? Mine. The sign is? Name. Go ahead. What letter is that? What letter? K, I, S. What letter? H, A. Letitia. Thank you. And your sign name, Letitia? Letitia. All right. Thank you. We got another one. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. You are gonna say it. Let's see how well our brain works. Are you ready? What letter? R. D. Wow. Rudy, and this is Rudy's sign name. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. We're a little shy too. Like, no, we're a little shy. We're a little shy. No, I'm shy. Names, right? Take your open hand, put it here. This sign is mine, and this sign is name. Okay? My name. I want you to think of all the figures spelling your name. We're gonna go over it one more time. Are you ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Good job. Q, Cross fingers, R, S, up at the front, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Very good. The sign is nice to meet you. We need to let people, deaf people know we're nice to meet them, right? It's good meeting them. The sign is nice. So you take your open palm, put it here, the sign is nice. Point your finger up, bring it together, okay? They need to touch each other, meet, and the sign is you. We want to make sure those signs touch here. We told our students this is a touch here. Okay, this touch here. We didn't kiss yet. We only just met. Okay, so take your pointer finger, bring it together. The sign is meet. So nice to meet you. Very good. I'm still trying to sign with this microphone. Take your open hand, circle it up. The sign is please. Okay? If you leave it here, no movement, it's mine or mine. If you circle it up, it's please. Okay? Manners are so important. Take your open hand, put it here. It's just Mossy. This is a sign for just Mossy, even in Chamorro. Sometimes we bend. You know, it's kind of like traditional because we've been occupied by the Japanese. So thank you. Okay? And this is correctly on your mouth, on your chin. Okay? Thank you. But we will not put it under. Miss Jeannie she's signing this. I'm voicing it over. We don't put it under the chin because it is a bad word. Okay? You don't want people to know, or we especially don't want to say bad things to deaf individuals, right? We want to respect those words, respect those signs. So the sign is thank you. Okay? We're going to go over it one more time. The sign is you're welcome. This is kind of like you're opening the door, welcome. Okay, you can use the sign you're welcome. It looks very, very nice, formal. But the sign is you're welcome. Okay? You're welcome. Make a letter S. You can use the letter A, it's fine. We prefer to use the letter S. And this involves expression. So when we're saying yes, our eyebrows should be us, eyebrows should be up and affirming, right? That it's correct. And our head could be moving, it doesn't have to. It could just be like this, secretly trying to tell someone yes. Okay? You can use that as well. Not only are we going to teach you yes, we're going to teach you no. So if you make the letter U and the thumb, sometimes people just use even the pointer finger and thumb. So if you have limited motions on your hand, just shaking your head is already the sign for no. And it shows expression, it's negative. No. Okay? But if you take your hands, this is a sign for no. No. It can be small or it could be no. Okay? The more you exaggerate the sign, the more it becomes a big no. Okay? But no is no. Right? No is no. Here's another one. What? It's also Hafa. Okay? They just told you Hafa day. But the Chamorro sign is Hafa. What? Okay? But in ASL, we're going to use the sign for what. And this is an older sign that we've used. Is you kind of take your pointer finger, go through the middle of your palm. The sign is what. And with question words, we use expressions. My interpreters know that sometimes when you see them use expressions, they're like, it is because they're supposed to be signing. So what? What? What do you want, right? What? You shake your hands. What? The sign is what? Moving on, we have where. Where, right? Yes, it is a sign for where too. The Chamorro sign is where is it? But if you take your pointer finger, shake it up, and with the expression, it's where. It's not toka. Don't do that, okay? It is the sign for where. Where are you? Right? Where? Where did you go? Right? Where? That could just be directional. How about where is the drink? Where's the food? Some people will do this sign, right? Some people will do this sign, right? Where's the car? How would you sign it? Yes, thank you. I see some of you using the motions. Yes, the sign is car. So taking that sign where? Car. In ASL, we don't need to say where is the car. We just say where and car. Next one is when. We need to know time, location, when it happened, right? When's your birthday, so on and so forth. So this is time for when. You take your pointer finger, circle it around the other pointer finger with expression. If you don't have eyebrows, you're just gonna have to draw some, okay, for expression. Because you need to make sure that the sign is showing expression, okay? So when. The next one is who. These are all signs you're learning, basic signs. Take a letter L. You can put it on your L on your chin like this and blow with an O, who, using that expression. Or another sign is your pointer finger. Circle it on your lips. And the sign is who. Okay? How would you sign who are you? How would you sign? Isn't it Hadzi, right? Hadzi? How would you sign it? Yeah, there you go. Who are you, right? Being direct. Who. The sign is who. The next one is why. Why? Now that they are 3-letter words, we can finger spell them. Okay? We can finger spell them. Another way to sign why would be you take your letter W and your letter Y. Here's another sign. Another way to sign it. Or the faster way to sign it and look like a pro is you take your middle finger, kind of like scratch the side of your forehead or even bring it out. Use your expressions and the sign is why. Why? All these WH questions, they're questions. You can just take your pointer finger, draw a question mark in the air, and it already shows that I have a question for you, and you have a question for me. Okay? That question mark is already the question. We don't necessarily have to even sign why. Okay? We just say, I question you, you're questioning me. Okay? So who, what, when, where, and why. Okay? Another one is how. We taught you the sign for how are you. But it's also included, right, in questions as well. How would you sign how many children do you have? So people are using this. Thank you, right? How many you had? Yes, that could be it, right? We're gesturing it. I mean, if you had children, you obviously had given birth to those children. What is another way? Let me see. What is the sign for children? What is the sign for children? They're saying what? Baby. Thank you. Can you stand up and show that sign, Mr. Mike? All right. The sign is children. Okay? Children is also a sign too. So if I used how many children do you have, I could say this. Right? Just children. You, how many, right? So on and so forth. Another sign for how many is you take up all the sign for how, you just throw it up in the air, and the sign is how many. How many? You've learned numbers. Now you can put them all together. All the signs that you've learned and that we showcase to you, you can now use those signs with numbers and finger spelling. Thank you. I love this tech. This is awesome. Usually I'm the multitasker. Yeah, that's good. Awesome. We're gonna switch.
How do you get a deaf person's attention? That's always a question that they ask us, right? How do you get your students' attention when they walk away? Or they're not looking at you? How do you get their attention? Well, there's several ways. You obviously can tap on them. Tapping is the best way. It's always on the shoulder, it's in this area. So do you think it's appropriate to tap like on your hip, on the person's hip? Is that where we tap? No. What about touching their head? Do we touch the person's head? Do we tap them on their head? No. Okay? Nowhere else except only on their shoulders. Okay? Tapping on the shoulders is the appropriate place to touch. Okay? Now, another way, usually if we have a classroom full of students, is we use the lights. We flash the lights on and off so that all the students will look. Okay, teacher has something to say. We're all going to focus to the front, right? Because the lights is the fastest way to get a person's attention. Okay, we even use lights for alarms, like to wake up in the morning, right? With flashing lights. Also during emergencies, everybody would know that flashing light. They'll get up and start running out, right? The emergency flashing light. Okay. Also, we use it for the bell, the flashing lights, or on the doors, right? We flash the lights so that you know someone is outside to open the door. Another way is we also use is the tapping of the table. Okay, if you are all sitting together nearby, you can tap or stomp, or this is a wooden floor. We stomp on the wood or stomp on the table to get attention. Okay, it's not rude in deaf culture. It's appropriate. Okay. So I'm trying to think. We also have, with vibration, I want to say is, we also have alarms that are called earthquakes. You put this device under your pillow and it shakes your whole bed. It'll wake up the student. Okay? So not only the deaf student use it, I would love to have one of those too. Just wake me up in the mornings. Yes. Okay? What is another one? I think that's it. Yeah.
Again, that question, right? How can you tell someone is deaf? This is an invisible, almost invisible disability. An individual with disability who is deaf and hard of hearing, usually hard of hearing, you could somehow, maybe they're wearing a hearing aid or a cochlear implant. I don't really see those on the islands unless they've traveled to the States and they've somehow gotten that surgery done for cochlear. But even hearing aids are almost invisible. You can't see them. Okay, so a lot of the times you don't know if anybody is hard of hearing. And so please understand that you will never really, you can't really tell.
I wanted to ask a question. Is it okay to throw something at the deaf person? Throw at their back or throw in front of them, like a pen? Do you think that's appropriate? Or throw nearby their feet? Or to grab them? Do you think that's appropriate? No, those are not appropriate ways. We never throw things at the deaf individual. We do not grab them, right? Their clothes. We need to show respect. So go ahead and use the tapping on their shoulders or use devices like lights, right? Or stomp on the table, hey, hey, hey. Or sometimes we wave. We say, hey, hey, Rudy, call it a show for me. And they will turn around and tap for you. Okay, so that is more appropriate to do than to throw something. You can wave from afar. Please don't wave right in front of their face. Have some distance. Okay? Very good. Thank you.
The next question is, what should I say or do to an individual who is deaf and hard of hearing? Well, first of all, some of these terms like, did you hear that? Did I hear that? When we know that that deaf individual can't hear almost nothing. Okay? Another one is, you want to listen to music. Unless you're going to sign that music, maybe we can get some volunteers later, right? To sign some music. then yes, understood, right? That is their language. Maybe they can pick up from that, right? But if there's no bass in that music, they're not fans. Okay? They're not fans. I think the biggest fan for any deaf individual is that bass player. Okay? That gives off that vibration, especially in the loud functions. So deaf individuals, I'm sure some of them enjoy loud functions too as well if there's vibration, enough vibration. So me and Miss Jeannie, we know we do some concert interpreting sometimes too on Guam. And it's beautiful because we do realize that deaf individuals enjoy that, right? Just need to be more open-minded about allowing interpreters to be part of those events. Read my lips. Guess what? If we're wearing a mask, there's no possibility we're gonna read your lips. If your mustache is overgrown and is blocking your lips, there's possibly no way I'm gonna read your lips. If you cover your mouth too much, I'm not gonna read your lips. Okay? Do we think we're good lip readers? I don't have a class here in Sinamai or on Guam that says there's a lip reading class, right? So know that that only happens in the younger ages. So when we send our children off after the age of 5 to go and learn English and go through a speech therapist, it's so frustrating to know that they have to possibly do this. And how do deaf individuals read lips? I want everybody to do this. Take your hand, put it on your side of your throat. There you go. And I want you to put the other hand in front of your mouth. And I want you to say thank you. Not covering your mouth, not cover your mouth. Just put it here on the top. And I want to say thank you and count how many breaths for thank you. Possibly 2, right? Thank you. So when a deaf individual is learning how to speak, they would take their hand just like this. And I'm the deaf individual. I'm going to pretend, okay, for now. And I will take my hand. Thank you. Thank you. And I would, basically a deaf individual will count the breaths, but look at the lips to see if they're moving it at the same pace. You know how much time that takes? Versus I go like this. Oh my God, so much faster. And it's free. It's free today for everybody because Miss Eileen brought us all the way here from Guam, right? To tell you that that's so much easier to do. Imagine if you could just be, if you had to teach Sijus Ma'asi. How many breaths is that? Sijus Ma'asi. Wow. That is long. Versus just saying like this. Sijus Ma'asi. Sometimes we need to be a little bit more open-minded about how we speak. Yes, we have closed captions, but remember, closed captions is always not direct or in sync. When you read the word sigh, gallop, laugh, deaf people don't really hear that. They see it. They see it as an expression, but they're not really sure. So closed captions are not always direct. And guess what? Sign language is not English. Can you call 911? This is the very, very big issue that when we're getting into that, concerns that interpreters are currently facing working alongside with the deaf community. My 911 I pay for. Miss Jeannie 911 she pays for every month. Usually helps a deaf individual. Because guess what? We are the interpreters. But there is no system, even on Guam, that helps the deaf individual call 911. Can a deaf individual call 911? Some of you are saying yes. I want to ask some of the deaf individuals here, can you call 911? Some of them are saying yes. Yes. Awesome. And if that works out here, that's amazing. Guam necessarily doesn't have that. We have a 322 number. And the 322 number is a text messaging system. Does Saipan have that as well? Deaf individuals can't call. Maybe some voice over and some talk. But some prefer not to. And that is by choice. Okay? So if we can't text 911, we need to be able to ask somebody else, right? And even if it's a close neighbor whatsoever. But what if there's an emergency and you can't get to a neighbor? Or they can't get to Miss Liu? We need to think of these are concerns even us as interpreters have on our island as well. Is a lot of the times we become the main communicator when it's not our situation. We only want to be the communication for the individual, but we want to be able to work with all the organizations. And that's why we're here too, right? Is to help you guys advocate for what you need. And Miss Eileen has been so awesome to bring us here to help engage the deaf community to come together because you're already here as well. Awesome. We're going to introduce Chamorro Sign Language. Thank you. I have 15 more minutes of this presentation, so please bear with me as well. Chamorro Sign Language is a manual language used by some deaf individuals and those with the culture in Guam and its surrounding islands, which is you guys as well. Okay? It is a distinct sign language, not derived from the identical to sign language. It is very different. Chamorro Sign Language, which is also acronym CHSL. Okay? Chamorro Sign Language is considered a dying language. It is. This is the generation of Mr. Rudy. This is his generation. And some of the older deaf individuals that are here today, this is their generation that's trying to kind of thrive this language as well. So with very few speakers remaining, making its preservation a priority. This is Chamorro Sign Language. This was actually published by a deaf individual and her daughter who has become a nationally certified interpreter. And that usually sometimes happens where children of deaf adults become interpreters for their parents and sometimes it's a career and beyond. And so they published this book, they're Guam Empowered Deaf, or Empowered Deaf Guam. They have created a book, and not only that, an actual dictionary to go along with the book as well. Is there a video? Is there a video? What's a video? Let me just double check that in something. It should be a video. We're gonna play a video. These are the creators and artists of the Chamorro Sign Language book. They're actually out in Washington, Pacific Northwest too, in Oregon, and they actually attended the Marianas Festival that was happened last year, and they will be attending this year as well. So while they're promoting Chamorro Sign Language out in the U.S., we want to make sure that you understand that this language is also is big. It's big for us, even as interpreters who've been learning ASL have now understand that yes, there was a Chamorro Sign Language. All those signs we've been seeing, they didn't look right for us, but I mean, they were actually Chamorro Sign Language. So I'd like to introduce Miss Margarita, who published this book, and then I'm hoping to read this book to you guys, and it's something I didn't read to my students, but to give you a little insight of deaf individuals and their drive for communication.
Hello, day.
Hello, half day.
I'm share two different books with you, Margarita, the Girl Who Couldn't Hear. This story is about me. I'm Margarita, and my story is like most deaf children, growing up in a hearing world, in a hearing school, and trying to fit in with hearing classmates. I share about my dreams of belonging and understanding the world around me. When I was 13, my younger sister and I were sent to a deaf school where we learned sign language and deaf culture, and I brought it back to the island of Guam and taught my deaf students. And now that we're all grown up, we're on a mission to bring to you the very first Let's Learn Chamorro Sign Language. So join us as we share with you over 150 signs. Chamorro Sign Language is great to learn in addition to learning about the deaf community and culture too.
What? You didn't know they had Chamorro Sign
And how would you communicate?
Thank you very much. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. Rudy, do you know these people? Yeah. I don't recognize them, but yes, right? It's good to see that there are deaf individuals that are putting this together as well and their families. So how you can get yourself a book is we need to somehow, right, get that here on Saipan. GCC, we're waiting for our orders too, so it's kind of like hoping it comes in whatsoever. We'll wait and see. It's a distinct language, it has cultural significance, it's preservation efforts, there's learning resources, it's awareness, everything. With Chamorro Sign Language now has just been such a big, eye-opener. Such a big eye-opener. And knowing that the deaf individual themselves who have lived on Guam for so long are doing this work, not even on Guam. They have to do this work somewhere else. And so kudos to them, and I just wanted to showcase that to you so that you know that these individuals are working very hard as well to make sure that that's preserved. We went over these signs, where, right, what, when, how we use them. These are all question signs as well. Ms. Jeannie, can we review it one more time? The sign is who, the sign is what, how you sign Hafa, very good. When, where, which, and why. Question signs are always good to put out there. I'm sorry. This gives you a little idea of how we use these question signs. We can use them in the beginning, we can use them in the end. I said you can use the sign for question this way. We can use what in the beginning, or you can use what at the end of a sentence. So if I said, what is your name? We don't have to use it in that order. We can say name and you, or we can say name is what. Okay? ASL is broken like that. Your ASL teacher, who? Who is your ASL teacher? That's in English, but we can change it into sign language, and it's a simple form as your teacher is who. This is a sign for teacher. You take two letter O's, bring it up here. Bring it out. Bring it out, lay down. The sign is teacher. ASL sentence structure is in this form. It goes from time to topic to comment and to verb. This is in its order. Can it be changed whatsoever? You can change it if you'd like, but you see that you don't have to necessarily use verbs all the time. Colors in sign language. We're gonna learn our colors. You guys ready? Yes? Take your open hand, wiggle it on your feet, wiggle it here. Very good. The sign is color. The first color is red. You're gonna take your pointer finger, put it on your chin, bring it down. The color is red. I'm wearing red today. Everybody is wearing red in this room right now. Red. Yellow is your letter Y. I mean your letter, yes. Your finger spelling Y, shake it up. Yellow. Make a letter B, shake it up. It's blue. You're gonna take your letter C and your O and you're gonna squeeze it underneath your chin. It's orange. The next sign is pink. Pink. You're gonna take your letter P, your middle finger right here on your chin, you're gonna swipe it down. Pink. Take your pointer finger here, swipe it on your forehead. The color is black. Black. You're gonna take your open 5 on your chest, close it up. White. Take your letter B, slide it on the side of your face. The color is brown. Make a letter T, slide it on the side of your cheek. It's tan. Make a letter G, these are shiny colors. This color is gold, like Goldilocks, like your hair. Make a letter S, shiny color, silver. The next color is purple. You're gonna make a letter P, your K downwards, shake it up, it's purple. Make a letter G, shake it up, it's green. We're gonna go over it one more time. Take your open hand, wiggle your fingers. Colors. Take your pointer finger. Color red. Yellow. Very good. Orange. Pink. Black. White. Brown. Tan. Gold. Silver. Purple, and green. We're gonna do a little game, get you guys to move around a little bit, okay? This is the sign for game. And we're gonna teach you some commands. The sign is stand. You're gonna take your peace sign, number 2, put it down here, the sign is stand. You're gonna take your letter U, put it here, the sign is sit. Okay? Are you ready? If I call out your color, and you're wearing that color, you are going to, what is the sign? Stand. And if you can't stand, you will, it's okay, you will sit, okay? There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that. I don't force you to stand too, okay? So let's try it out, let's see. If you are wearing the color, what color is it? Red. Very good. Thank you. If you are wearing the color, what color? Blue. Please stand. Very good. If you are wearing the color black, please stand. Very good. Take your number 4. Sit down, thank you. Take your number 4, bring it up. This is a sign for rainbow, the color of the rainbows, right? This is it. This is the sign. The sign is color and the sign is rainbow. Very good. I'm actually supposed to have a deaf individual that's supposed to be here today. I don't see him in the crowd. He is an advocate of his community. I'm hoping that he's an individual born and raised here in Saipan. He started learning ASL at the age of 5 with his mom at home. Okay? So yes, it starts at home. Signing starts at home too. And now sign language can happen anywhere. You can find it on YouTube, you can find it on Instagram, you can find it even on apps. Sign language is all over. And now in video form. He's an individual who has lived on Saipan for a very long time. He's born and raised here. He's actually has 10 students. They went to school together. All of them had graduated together, so they had a bigger community then. But he had mentioned to us that 4 had already passed away. So trying to preserve that as well. His education, as you can see, has been here on Saipan this whole entire time, right? And his hobbies, I'd be surprised. You could probably, he makes his own jewelry, he carves, he fishes, he does this, all of this. And imagine having deaf role models to come out and teach you guys these skills. This is awesome as well. So we have some really amazing deaf community members as well. And when he walks in, we'll introduce him. These are more signs. The deaf community need sign language and they need it out in their community. These are some of the signs he asked me to put up today and some of the signs he would like you guys to learn. Okay? We know some signs here. Take your open hand, circle it up. The sign is please. We learned this sign. I'm going to ask Ryan's going to come help me too with some of these signs. Only helps, right? We need to be more deaf gay and we need to give them some confidence and power our deaf community to be the next educators too. And I think, what do you want to do in the future, Brian? What do you want to become in the future? Yeah. So, you know, I've been thinking after graduation, I graduated in 2023. I finished school then. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. 2021. I graduated in 2021. Yeah, so really, I'm sorry to confuse you guys. I've been going to school after high school. And so I really want to be able to move and continue my schooling at NMC, because I'll be 23 years old. And if I do that, I want to pass. And the next thing I want to do, you know, and sometimes I notice that sometimes my grades are low, you know, because maybe I don't have an interpreter, and I understand. But what do you want to be in the future? What do you want to become? What is your job? What do you want to do? I will plan to become a teacher. Very good. Do we need more teachers like Brian? We need a teacher like Brian. Because the reason why we need a teacher like Brian is because it's his language. Originally, this is a deaf community language. We are signers. We are the supporter of the deaf community. Thank you, Brian, as well. And so I wanted him to share that because we need to motivate them, empower them to become the best teachers and versions of themselves. The sign is please, one more time, please. And the sign is help me. You're gonna take your thumb, bring it up, put it on your other palm. You see Miss Jeannie? She's signing it there. The sign is help me. If you bring it towards yourself, it's help me. If you show it out, it's help them. Or I'm gonna help you. The next one is please, right? Please text me. And the sign for text, you use the sign for text. This is the sign for text. So text you and bring it towards yourself. Text me. So it's the letter X on your pointer finger. Text. No speech or talking. Deaf individuals, not all the time, they don't understand the speech. And sometimes they don't understand the talking. So if you see the sign no, or you see the peace sign that's bent, and it's used in this motion, this means speech, meaning maybe they don't use any speech, or maybe they don't talk. Okay? So if you hold the number 4 up, put it here, the sign is talk. Open fingers. Because if you close it up, it is a bad word. Okay? The sign is talk. So no talking or no speech. The next one is video phone. This is similar to FaceTime. What's up, video? Okay? That's the sign, right? So this is the sign. You take your open 5, bring it here, and this is video relay service. Okay? Or video phone. I think that's how they're seeing us here on this live, right? Is there's a different kind of video phone, almost like a video, so that they can see the interpreting happening as well. Communication is you make your letter what? What letter is this? C, very good. Bring it back and forth. The sign is communication. Okay? Communication. Make the letter R on both hands, bring it forward. The sign is respect. Take your open hand, wiggle your fingers. Just like this. The sign is wait. How would you sign wait, please? Or please wait? The sign is please, and the sign is wait. Teach me. Teach me. How would you sign teach me? You take the 2 letter O's, bring it here, and the sign is teach. I'm going to teach you, and you're going to teach me. Okay? I'm going to teach you, and you're going to teach me. Very good. The sign is time. What do you think the sign is? Time. Very good. You point to your wrist. How about house? Very good. That is the sign for house. You can see it out there. Another sign for house is home, right? So if you take the letter O, it's where you eat and where you sleep. So the sign is home. How would you sign where's your home? Where's your house? Or where's your home? Home. The sign is visit. Take a letter V, bring it out, visit. And the sign is gathering, which we all come together. You can see Miss Jeannie brings it out this way. We're all wiggling her fingers, put it out together. Or sometimes it's the letter C, and they just put it together. The sign is sign language. You guys learn sign language. Take your pointer finger, bring it towards yourself. Or you may open, shut your hands. Sign. This is a sign for read. So you take your peace sign, look at the paper, read. Or the book. You're going to hold your book up. Go down. There you go. It should be your peace sign. On the other side, read. What about write? Right. Okay? So the sign is read and the sign is write. Finally. Take your pointer finger. Finally. It's finally. Also the same sign for success. Okay? Finally and successful. How would you sign how are you? How are you? Yes, the sign is how, and the sign is you, or you, how are you? Sign is wow. I see a lot of my deaf individuals when they're impressed. They throw their hands this way. Wow. Okay, with expression. Wow. The sign is enjoy. I enjoy. Okay? How would you sign I enjoy gathering? There you go. I enjoy gatherings, right? Very good. The sign is barbecue. If you use your finger spelling, you can sign barbecue. So BBQ. Very good. How do we barbecue? Yes, we do. So these are classifiers too. Even if you act it out, it's also a form of sign language as well. We're gonna barbecue, but you go over there and you what? Barbecue, right? I'm gonna go over here. Right? Or so on and so forth, right? I'm gonna go over here and eat while you barbecue. Right? There are a lot of us that do that too, right? And it's usually the generation we pass it on to. Another one is single. This is what I asked my deaf friend, what he wanted to teach you guys. He said the sign for single. Okay? Single. But another sign you have there, and his last sign was married. Married. So if you take your open hand, put it together, the sign is married. If you do it like this is a sign for hamburger. Okay? We're not teaching you hamburger. Okay? We're teaching you the sign for married. Okay? Married. Very good. Just a quick thing, I know that we're talking about signs here, but you should know the signs for your islands as well. If you make the letter S on a non-dominant hand, and you take the letter S on your other dominant hand, put it on top, circle it up, very good. The sign is Saipan. Saipan, Saipan, this is the sign. If you make the letter L, circle it up on the rock, it is a sign for Luta or Rota. Okay? If you make the letter, what letter? T, very good. Circle it up. Tinian. This is your island. Tinian. Make a letter G. Circle it up here. Guam. There is, I don't even know if it's spelled right, Managaha, but he asked me to put it there. But the sign they use for Managaha is the letter N, because this is a visitor's place, right? People go there, they camp out whatsoever, so he wanted us to include this as well. Chamorro sign language, just like ASL, changes over years. Slang, whatsoever, okay? And we also have to keep up with the newest and latest slang too that our deaf students on Guam use as well. But to know that Chamorro sign language has changed over the years. You did see them use the sign for Chamorro. The first sign they used was the sign Chamorro on their chest for the sinahu, for the jewelry. The second sign over the years, they used the sign for Chamorro, which you saw in the video, like this. But it's also similar to the sign for Chukis, okay? And so when someone that's come from Guam went over to Chuk used the sign, they said, oh, we use that sign too. Okay, so some signs are similar in the area. Now, the third sign that we're using, and we found this out when we came to Saipan, is the sign for Chamorro is this way, on your chin, Chamorro. And if you take that letter C and you put it on your head, it's Carolinian. Okay? So because of the marmars you make consistently, thank you for this beautiful marmar, but it comes with the signing. Okay? So Chamorro, and then on the top of your forehead is Carolinian. The sign for Sinahi, which is really, really big, you know, in our islands, is you take the letter C and you're gonna put it here on your chest. This is the sign for Sinahi. And he wanted to share this with you because he's a carver. Okay, so we're gonna teach you some of these signs locally. The shell that's used for blessing, right, which is the conch shell, there is also a sign for that too. So if you take the letter C and your thumb, and you not necessarily blow on it, but you make the gesture in your cheeks like you're blowing a balloon, the sign is the blessing of the conch shell. The sign for Carolinian, we taught you the sign for Carolinian, but the sign for carve. Okay? And this is like you have like a tool, like a chisel tool, okay? And you're carving through the shell. So the sign is carve. Okay? Another sign very popular on the islands is weave, weaving. So this is the sign for weave. Can you go all the way to the end? I just want to say thank you. We're going to switch out of this room so that your next presenters can come along into this room as well. We are the Guahan Sign Language interpreters. We help establish language access for our island, meaning we have a set of interpreters. I know I see interpreters here as well, and so we have to somehow get together. And so this is how you contact us. Contact us, we'll add you on the list too, and somehow when telecommunication and telehealth gets connected, we'll somehow be able to provide language access in some form together. Thank you everybody for allowing us to present to you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our presenters. Now we're going to transition into our next presentation, a lesson and training in Braille.
Hi, I know it's the end of the day, bear with me. Bear with me, I know it's almost towards the end of your day today. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for coming. Before I start, I have a few things roaming around. If you can have them, I'm sorry if I don't have enough. But I do have a yellow strip like this that's going around, being passed around. And this is the alphabet in Braille. Okay? I have another sheet passing around, and it looks just like this, and it's the Braille alphabet. Alright? And then you have another little strip that says my name in Braille. So that's being passed around as well. If you didn't get a chance to get any of these materials, please let us know. I can get them to you whenever you need it, but it's just part of the activities in my presentation today. All right, so my presentation today is an introduction to Braille and orientation and mobility. So it's basically a training for sighted individuals. So it's understanding accessibility for sighted individuals. My name is Lizelle Ramirez. I am a special education teacher currently at William S. Regis Elementary School, Kingfishers. And I've been a special education teacher for about 24 years now. I am also a teacher of the visually impaired, or TVI, and then I am also an orientation and mobility specialist. So what is the purpose of my presentation and you learning Braille orientation and mobility? It has to do with accessibility and inclusion. Accessibility and inclusion ensure that people of all abilities can participate fully in society. Accessibility refers to designing the environment, tools, and services so everyone can use it. So anyone, especially individuals with disabilities, can access our community. Inclusion goes a step further by fostering a culture of respect, understanding, and equal opportunity. We're going to go over some definitions. Visually impaired and blindness. Those are usually the clientele that I work for. Blindness, everybody thinks blindness is you see or you don't see. You see only darkness, but actually blindness, you can sometimes see light. Another definition of blindness is if ever that your vision impacts your livelihood, it is considered blindness. So if you've heard of the term legally blind, that impacts your ability to drive, that impacts your ability to travel, and it impacts your ability to work, basically. A visual impairment, so blindness does fall under visual impairment. It is a visual impairment. But there are other forms of visual impairment. For those of you that wear glasses, if your glasses broke today, you would be considered visually impaired because you do not have the ability to correct your vision through your glasses. But because your glasses help improve your vision, you're not considered visually impaired. I hope that makes sense. Okay? And they range. Some people see better far than they do near. Some people see better near than they do far. I, for one, I wear contacts because I cannot see far. But I can definitely see near with or without my contacts. But if I were to take off my contacts right now, I could not see 5 feet in front of me. So I would be considered blind because I can only see 5 feet in front of me, and I would also be considered visually impaired. These conditions present at birth. These conditions also present later if acquired through injury or disease. So one of our bigger issues on the islands is diabetes, which can cause visual impairment due to nerve damage to the eyes. So they come out as cataracts, glaucoma, other eye health issues as well. So those are who I work with. I am not an ophthalmologist. I am not an eye doctor. I am the person after the eye doctor tells you, okay, you have trouble seeing, I'm the one the doctor says, I'm the one that helps you access your community, access your job, access your ability to travel, your ability to read, okay? So why does Braille matter? Why does orientation and mobility matter? It matters because it provides a way, Braille provides a way to read and write and communicate. Orientation and mobility teaches the visually impaired to be able to navigate their surroundings safely, effectively, and efficiently. This is also important not just for visual impaired, but it's also important for the sighted community. The sighted community can participate and can help individuals with visual impairment by helping them access a way to communicate, a way to travel, but it's also about being able to see your surroundings and know what a person needs in order to access their surroundings. So I'm going to start off with orientation and mobility really quick. Orientation and mobility is teaching individuals to navigate their surroundings. So how did orientation and mobility begin? 3 individuals. Richard E. Hoover, who was an Army sergeant. Russell Williams, who was blinded in action in the military. And Warren Bledsoe, he worked at the school for the blind. These 3 individuals got together and developed orientation and mobility. they noticed that a lot of the Army veterans would go to war, come back, and one of the main issues was blindness. They would come back blindness as an injury. So they developed orientation and mobility in order to have these veterans still access their surroundings. Orientation refers to where your place is, where you are and where you want to go. So if you're sitting right now in this room and you were to close your eyes, do you know where the front door is? Do you know where the bathroom is? Do you know how to get to the parking lot from here? Where is north, south, east, and west? Where are your left side and your right side? Where would northwest be? Where would southeast be? Mobility refers to the actual mobilizing, moving. So you'll see a lot of individuals with blindness using a cane, a white cane to travel. They're using that white cane to travel in order to be safe in the surroundings, especially in roadways, in the store, maneuvering around in this space alone would require some mobility training with a cane, with sighted guide, and through other tools. So orientation and mobility work hand in hand. So the cane and sighted guide is using a human person to help you travel safely and efficiently wherever you need to go. And the cane also does that so you have some independence. I've known many people with blindness who are able to travel the world just with their cane because they know and they have the ability, they have the orientation ability to know where they need to be at a time they need to be at it. So, but it does come with a lot of training. We train using the cane, we train using tactile markers. I don't know if you've ever experienced going to a stoplight and then you see bumps on the road. Those bumps are for the visually impaired to inform them that there's a change in the road, where to stop, so that they can safely use traffic lights. And sighted guide is usually, it's something that not just the visually impaired use, but also individuals who are a little elderly and who need that extra help being guided. So that's orientation and mobility, okay? Now we're gonna go into Braille. This is my friend here, Mr. Louis Braille. He developed Braille when he was about 9 years old, I believe, yes, 9 years old. And he got blind because he was helping Dad work in the shop, and a piece of the tool that they were working on hit his eye, and he became blind. So with his blindness, he developed Braille. That's who it's named after. It's named after Louis Braille. Braille is a tactile writing system of raised dots. So those of you who have this yellow strip, again, this is Braille. Those who have this yellow strip, this is your alphabet in Braille. This is what individuals with blindness use to read. They also use to write, okay? And the important thing for you to know as a sighted person is to be able to know that it needs to be felt. There was an instance where I went to a very nice hotel and they had Braille, for the exit evacuation strategies for the blind and visually impaired, which was great. The thing was, it was covered in plexiglass. I know why they covered it in plexiglass. They were thinking, to keep it safe and to keep it sanitary. But if a person with blindness were to go up and feel that, they don't have access to the tactile response of it because it's covered. They need these bumps. The individuals with blindness, when they read this, very light, and they, with this finger, very light across the page. They don't, this is letter A, this is letter B, they don't do that. I don't read Braille. I'm a Braille teacher, but I don't read Braille by touch. I read it by sight. So I know what these dots mean. And at the end of the day, you might too. So each Braille, you have, for those of you who do have the Braille alphabet, that's a code. Braille is not another language. Braille is just a code. A symbol works for a symbol works for B, and so on and so forth. So it's always the six circles, and then they represent Braille. Okay? The picture you see here, I apologize if it's a little small, it's called a Perkins Brailler. Now, nowadays, with technology, there are other ways, faster ways, where we can type up Braille. But this is how an individual with blindness writes, using a machine similar to this. It looks like a very old typewriter, and I teach Braille using that machine. And then, you know, a lot of individuals prefer the faster method of doing it, and that's fine, but this is always the first way to learn. So it does look like a really old typewriter. It is widely used in schools, it is widely used in homes. So when a baby is born blind, you know how we have children play with markers and pencils and crayons and paper? We have our children with blindness play on this device as their doodles. They're playing with it because they are increasing the dexterity to use it. And this helps our individuals with blindness communicate. We can communicate through touch based on this, and we can use words based on this typewriter. I'm almost done. But that's what Braille, the importance of Braille, and orientation and mobility, those are the reasons for it. As a sighted person, it is important to know and be knowledgeable of these tools because it does provide access and inclusion to visuals with blindness or individuals with a visual impairment. Any questions? Yes? Say that again? Morse code. Braille, so the question is, are Braille and Morse code the same? So Morse code and Braille are similar in the fact that they are codes. So if you know what the code means in regular letters, then you know what it means and you know how to read it. But Morse code is more for, it's used more for SOS systems and the military, but it would not be something that a person with blindness can use as their communication. Only because it's just dashes and dots. A person with blindness would not be able to differentiate the different codes that come with Morse code, because it's very limited. That's why with Braille, it's A to Z. And then there are also rules in Braille similar to ASL. So you see how in sign language, you can fingerspell beautiful. And the shortcut for that is to just one movement, one motion, right? Braille has the same idea, but it comes with rules that need to be learned. Because with our children or adults who are learning Braille, one mistake in those dots gives them a different form of information. Okay? Any other questions? Yes? A little louder, please.
So we really took an ASL training, thank you, UCEDD, and we learned that there's a grammar structure. So in English, right, we would say, how was your day? But in ASL, you might say, your day how? And does Braille follow the English structure? Does it follow ASL? Is there a different structure?
Right, so that's why it's not. ASL is considered, can be considered another language. So the grammatical structure of it would be different in English and in ASL. With Braille, it's not, it's a code. So however you write the sentence is how they will see it. So if you're doing a code, a secret code, it's going to spell out the way you write it in code. Great question, thank you. Any more questions? Yes?
What kind of code is this?
Say that again?
What kind of code is this?
It's the Braille code.
A Braille code?
Yes. Any more questions? Yes. Sorry, there's the mic. It's coming to you.
I assume there is Braille for numbers, correct?
For?
For numbers.
Yes, there will be Braille for numbers. Braille for numbers almost follow the same pattern. They just add one tiny dot to determine the differences. Yes.
Hi again. We also learned that ASL can be involved in like the school curriculum, or like, you know, not in the PSS, but like in college after ASL classes. Since Braille is not considered a whole new language, but in code, is there any movement or ideas of how to incorporate that into like the education? Like, is there ways to teach that to other students growing up?
For right now, especially here on our islands, it's just through, based on need. So if a student has blindness, I think we have about 2 currently in the system, in PSS, they are learning Braille as they get older. It starts off in as early as they can start in the beginning. It's an extracurricular type of thing, so Braille instruction works with the school curriculum. So reading it and learning it is based on need on a child's IEP or individualized education plan. If they need, because again, in order to learn Braille, there are certain things they need to have in order to learn Braille. So, you know, we need to make sure that they are able to feel it, they are able to access it, they are able to learn it and keep it. So that gets taught within the curriculum. So right now there's no specific class for it yet. And I think it's because our demographics is very, very small. We don't have that many individuals with this severe visual impairment that need Braille. I think that's what it is. But I know it's growing, and I think that's something that will be discussed. That will be discussed hopefully in the future. Thank you. Any more questions? Oh, yes.
So, if a child is born blind, when they enter school, will there be some type of a program for them, or like a basic something that they can sort of start working with, or the family can work with to, assist them?
Okay, so the question is there a system for a child who was born blind? Instead of waiting until school days, is there a system earlier than that? So we do try. We do get the information from our public health or from our early interventionists on island, and they inform, for example, they'll inform me that there is a child who may be blind or is diagnosed with blindness. Then I go into the home and immediately provide resources to increase their dexterity. So even though they're babies and they won't be learning Braille, so just to let everyone know, Braille is not something that you just give a child with blindness and they know what to do already. That's not how you learned how to read. Nobody gave you a book and you just learned how to read. It's the same process, it's the same process. So as babies, children with blindness, as babies, we start giving them a lot of things to feel, a lot of things to hear. We develop their hearing, we develop their sense of smell, we develop their sense of touch especially. We develop all the other senses so that they can use that to provide them the information that their vision is not providing them. So we train that, and then when it comes time where they're ready for Braille, then we start introducing it slowly. But we always want to start right when they're babies, just like we do with sighted babies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too, that's great questions. Any more questions? Here's a little quote that I have for you. Braille opens the page, and orientation and mobility opens the world. So again, they do come in hand in hand. Please, if you have any individuals that you know are struggling with their vision, let someone know, because there are tools, there are resources available out there. If there are no more questions, thank you very much for being here with me, especially at the end of the day. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so before we move on to our raffle, we do have a survey that we're going to put up on the screen. We're going to put up on the screen, and we're just going to have you guys fill out the survey of your overall experience of this event, answer all the questions listed, and if you need any help, you can always reach out to any of us up here or any of our DNP members across the side of the room. And we will wait for the survey.
This is Mariana's Press, journalism by journalists, with you at the center as we cover the news and sports stories here at home and across the region. Fact-driven, multimedia, truthful coverage. What is your vision? Where are the limitations? Where are the boundaries? Online at marianaspress.com, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp as it happens.
I'm out of here. I'm sorry, I'm out. I don't want to tolerate this thing anymore. This is too much.
We ask the hard questions.
What about those who say, our economy
It's an
is
instant gratification to us.
We practice responsible journalism, taking local coverage to new heights, powered by you. This is Mariana's Press, where every voice finds its story. This is Mariana's Press, journalism by journalists, with you at the center as we cover the news and sports stories here at home and across the region. Fact-driven, multimedia, truthful coverage. What is your vision? Where are the limitations? Where are the boundaries? Online at marianaspress.com, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp as it happens.
I'm out of here. I'm sorry, I'm out. I don't want to tolerate this thing anymore. This is too much.
We ask the hard questions.
What about
Some
those
say
who say, our economy
It's an
is
instant gratification to us.
We practice responsible journalism, taking local coverage to new heights, powered by you. This is Mariana's Press, where every voice finds its story.
Gifts to give away right now. So we're gonna speed run through this. Can I get some music? All right, our first wheel spin is going down. And lucky guest is Bringer Rages. Woo! Come up and collect your prize. Congratulations. And our next wheel spin. Congratulations to Cecily. Woo! Okay, we're gonna get a shout out to Miss Eileen and NMC for all of these wonderful giveaways. Shout out UCEDD. Shout out NMC. Wheel spin, go! Congratulations, Chris Daniel. Come up and take your prize. All right, wheel spin, go. Thank you. Congratulations, Cheryl Mayhorn. Woo. All right, wheel spin, go. Congratulations, Melanie Romalor. Melanie in the house. Wheels spin, go. Congratulations, Marcella Twan. She's not here. Must be. Does anybody want to get it for her? Pick it up for her? Be a good Samaritan. All right. Woo! Wheel spin, go. Congratulations, Ignacio Blanco, the Master Chef of Siena. Wheel spin, go. Our next lucky contestant is Rebecca Lisua. Diva DYS. Go. Congratulations, Miracle Hokuk. Woo! And our next winner is Conception Uzoa. I apologize if I pronounce anybody's name wrong. I apologize in advance. Where's the go? Congratulations, Octavius Palacios. Next winner is Miss Anna. Let's see representative coming to pick it up. Our next winner is Yang Ming Woo. Is Miss Yang Ming Woo still in the building? Okay, moving on. Push me go. Our next winner is Kyung Yu. Lucky contestant is Maxine Rabago. Miss Maxine in the building. Anybody want to pick it up for her? Free raffle. Francisco Tuon. Free raffle. Kennedy Benjamin. Free raffle. This is why we stay to the end of the program. Tiama! Woo! Free raffle. Is that my name of it? Congratulations, Danny Ada. Free raffle. Congratulations, Ian Edie. Again, I apologize if I pronounce anybody's name wrong. Feel free to come up and correct me. She's coming, she's coming. Let's do it. Bernard Riogolio. Let's go, Bernard! Woo! Congratulations. Off we go. Our next winner is Dorset Thankful. Congratulations to Mr. John Demarapa. Our next winner is James Leonard. Mr. James, you still in the building? Oh, right on! Woo! Let's go. It is not rigged, I promise. Our next winner is Ms. Ruth Pangelina. Iba Didi Council. Congratulations to Zach Peter. Let's go, Mr. Peter. Viva CLI. Our next lucky contestant is Mr. Rob from Rhoda. Rob, they can give me hero. Leilani Marciano. Our next winner is Jason Su. Woo! Go Jason! All right, the shirt first. Go. Our winner is Chun-Li. I like the Mortal Kombat reference. Where's my go? Congratulations, Leo Master. Re-raffle. Yeah, but I haven't seen my name on the wheel yet. I'm just putting that out there. 5-7. Viva Rainbow. Let's pick up. All right, top 3. Jerry Ward. Mr. Jerry in the house? All right, we'll spin go. I just want to say it, y'all, I still haven't seen many. Jesse Tereguezo. Mr. Jesse, come claim your prize. CLI stays winning. And for the last prize, the grand prize. Jaden Babauta. Yeah. And this concludes our Spin That Wheel portion of the program. Transferring back over to Tiago for more professional programming.
All right, thank you guys for participating and staying back for our little giveaways. Again, this is all thanks to UCEDD from their funding in order to give these awesome gifts away. But now we have reached the end of our summit. And again, we thank you all for being here. To close us out, we now welcome to give her closing remarks, Ms. Pam Sablon, the Executive Director for the CNMI Council on Developmental Disabilities. Please give a hand for Ms. Pam.
Thank you for our awesome MCs. Can we give them another round of applause? Woo-hoo! Good afternoon, everyone. It's truly a privilege to close out this incredible summit surrounded by such dedicated and inspiring group of self-advocates, families, professionals, educators, and allies from across our network. Your energy, your stories, and your commitment reminds us why we do this work. Our theme this year, Educate, Advocate, and Elevate, is more than just a banner headline. It captures the essence of our collective mission and the transformative power of our partnerships. These words guide us forward as both a challenge and a promise. Educate, because real change begins with understanding. Every workshop, conversation, and shared experience adds to a body of knowledge that breaks down outdated
mindsets and open doors. Advocate, because progress depends on being heard, whether in local communities or on national platforms. Advocacy pushes us closer to more than just an accessible world. Elevate, because progress is not just about moving forward, it's about lifting each other up. When we invest in the potential of individuals with disabilities and support those who work and walk alongside them, we build a stronger society for all. This summit reflects the power of unity across disciplines, across communities, and across lived experiences. UCEDD is about collaboration, as well as our partners in the DD Network and the Disability Network partners. The change we seek doesn't happen in silos. It's built through shared leadership, trust, and determination. As we close today, let us carry forward what we've gained: renewed partnerships, actionable strategies, and a deeper commitment to community-focused excellence. Let us continue to create spaces where all individuals, regardless of abilities, can grow, lead, and belong. Thank you for your time, your passion, and your continued belief in the power of our work. Let's move forward together, educating with purpose, advocating with strength, and elevating every voice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Pam, for your closing remarks. And this concludes our 2025 UCEDD Summit. Thank you to all of our participants for coming out. Thank you to our partner agencies and our exhibitors, all of our family members, advocates, our behind the staff team, to Mariana's Press. Thank you guys so much for live streaming on the UCEDD Summit. And to everyone else, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Get home safely, and we'll see you again in the next UCEDD event. Woo.